Hello everybody, this is the Wikstrand. Boy howdy, it's fun to breathe the air today, 2023, because in 2067 that will not be possible anymore. There are a few scenarios in post-apocalyptic movies where, you know, the future of humanity is completely impossible. The infertility in Children of Men, for instance, or Q&M, was that the name of the movie? You know, the Danish movie where, you know, they couldn't survive in the future because, you know, the water supply was running out and stuff like that. That's also an impossible scenario for humanity to survive in. And this time it is the air that is the thing that we have completely fucked up. I went into this movie knowing absolutely nothing about it. I ended up really liking it. The concept is fantastic. Some of the ideas they have are absolutely marvelous. There are a couple of reasons why this wasn't one of the low-key best movies of 2020, but we shall find out what those are, shall we? This is 2067. 2067 is sure as hell no picnic. Ethan, along with, you know, most of the other people living in this world, you know, is slowly suffocating, and his wife is, you know, suffering from the sickness, as it is called, and she's slowly dying on him, and, you know, he does everything to, you know, ease her pain and stuff like that. Ethan's father was this famous scientist who were working on something that would, you know, save humanity and stuff like that, but nowadays Ethan just hates the man, you know, who died under mysterious circumstances because he, you know, abandoned his family and his mother is dead and stuff like that, and he has some serious daddy issues. However, the project that his father was working on, his colleagues have, you know, continued doing that, and it is a sort of portal-like thing that has sent a message from the future, from 2474, where apparently humanity still exists, which means that not everybody is going to die. Something has happened. The message is very clear: send Ethan. And so they send Ethan into the future. He goes into the future in hope of, you know, saving humanity and especially saving his wife. He will end up in the exactly same location, just, you know, in the 2400s. What will he find when he gets there? We shall see, because when he has been in this very strange location for a little while, he makes a shocking discovery. I was like, oh God! Oh my God! It was such a fantastic thing that happened. And I said to myself, man, this movie has some great possibilities, because I thought when this movie started that it was going to resemble more the movie In Time, because, you know, they were getting paid in air in this world. You know, in time they were getting paid, well, in time actually. And instead we got this time travel things, and I love time travels, and some of the ethical dilemmas and some of the, you know, things he needs to figure out what he's going to do was so fascinating. And when we had 30 minutes left, I said to myself, if they can deliver a good enough ending to this one, if they can, you know, deliver a finish to this one that will make sense, because they have been building something huge up, I thought, with all of these flashbacks, you know, to his childhood, you know, when his father is talking about the bracelet and all that things, it must mean something. They are building to something monumental, I thought. I would not say that they did a bad finish to this movie. I will say that they could have done a better finish than what they did. It wasn't a bad finish, it was just I didn't understand the mechanics of how they did what they did. It was more of, okay, that's what you want to do, I guess that's fine. So this movie, with a better finish, it could have been excellent. In fact, I think if this movie could have had some fantastic actors, a fantastic director, and, you know, drawn out the last 20 minutes to 1 hour and 20 minutes, I think we could have looked at this as one of the greatest movies of the entire decade. But apparently IMDb disagrees with me, only sporting a, you know, less than decent 4.9 on IMDb the last time I checked, which I thought was a little bit strange, because It is a very entertaining movie. It's a visually spectacular movie. There is ideas that they present in this movie that was so fascinating and so suspenseful. I was like, I have no idea where they're going with this one. Maybe people are more into this idea of, a in time type movie where, people would rebel against, the fake air corporation or something like that, and you have action sequences and stuff like that. We don't really have that. We have a really strange and really unique movie with some ethical dilemmas I thought was fantastic. If a better use of the high concept that this movie had could have propelled this into the absolute stratosphere, because I love this type of movies. Now, it is a movie that stumbles on the finish line, but still, it had too much goodwill with me in the end for me to, dismiss this movie as being bad. I think this movie is actually really good. It just had a fantastic second act and a very good first act. The third act, as I said, they stumble a little bit, but considering how bad it could have been, I still say that this was far better than it had any right to be, in my opinion. Should you see this movie? Yes. If you like, this sort of high concept, time travel experiences and stuff like that, and if you like post-apocalyptic movies, this has a lot of fun to it, because, the time we spend, in the future, with Ethan and his computer that, explains what everything is and how everything works and stuff like that was really fascinating. If Nolan could have done this, I think we could have, talked about this as one of the greatest movies of the fucking 21st century, but now this is the only iteration of this movie we will ever have, and that's fine, considering that this was kind of a low-budget movie with relatively unknown actors. I still say this was far better than it had any right to be. 2067's Achilles heel is probably the acting. It was decent, but it wasn't anything to write home about. I thought that the movie looked fantastic. I thought that the visual presentation of this movie was absolutely gorgeous. And I cannot stress enough how excellent the concept of the movie is. Even if they stumbled on the finish line, I still have to give this movie 71 points. There are probably lots of plot holes, with the time travel aspects of the whole thing that I couldn't figure out, but I'm not very smart when it comes to what is possible or impossible in a time travel movie. But for my money, it was a new and inspiring take on a tried and tested concept. If you think that that is the type of movie you will like, I think you will find this movie to be quite excellent. By the way, shouldn't this movie be called 2474? I don't know, 2067. We barely spend any time there. So I'll see you next time from, well, so-and-so reviewing, well, such and such. Thank you for watching. Thank you very much.